You are listening to The Art of Sales. Everyone sells every day, and this is your source for conversational, real-world sales and prospecting methods that you are comfortable using and that get results. You'll help people buy instead of pushing them into being sold. Here's your host, Art Sobczak.
Most people don't like to hear no, but I'll tell you what is worse than that in sales, and that is hearing maybe, or as a result of that, having your follow-up file packed with maybes. It's not uncommon when I go into companies and work with sales teams to review their follow-up notes, and I'll often see lots of things like still considering or not ready yet, call back in a month. Now, these are not harmless. They are actually worse than no's because they waste time and they're frustrating. And that often leads to call reluctance. But the good news is you can minimize the maybes and the number of wishy-washy responses you hear by asking for movements on every call that you place or receive and in every sales situation. Now, I define movement as the prospect or the customer doing something as a result of our conversation, doing something that places them closer to the ultimate objective of buying from you. And simply call it taking action. If they're not doing anything, if they're not taking action, or if they're not willing to, your momentum has stalled, if it was even there to begin with. And you're also wasting your precious time by still pursuing this person. So let's look at a few ways to get more movement in your sales situations. First, equate getting a decision of any type with success. Yeah, if you can look at a yes or a no and call that progress. I mean, I've always said that if I'm ultimately going to get a no, I want it today, not 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now. Why waste time if the fish aren't biting, right? Move on to the prolific areas. Now, not to suggest that you should just burn through leads and names without any regard for the quality of your calls. No, not at all. We still want to make sure that there's quality there. Number two, clear out your slugs. I call them slugs. These are the people who contribute to your frustration. These are the ones who tease you with their pretend interest. You want to have an objective, and that is get a decision, yes or no. So, for example, Pat, we've talked quite a bit over the past 9 years about how we can help you decrease your materials expense. And I'm wondering, what's the probability that we can get you started within the next week? Now, if their answer is a definitive no, hey, let's find out why and address it if we can. If not, which is more likely, since they probably weren't a real prospect to begin with, hey, congratulate yourself. That's success. Now you've cleared out a slug and you can move on. You don't need to call them back and waste time. Number three, know why you are calling somebody back. What is somebody committed to do as a result of this conversation? You should know that before you get off a call and agree to another one. If somebody says, well, let me consider it, that's not good enough. What are they going to consider? What criteria are they going to use? What's going to happen between now and the next contact? I mean, after all, if they're not doing something between now and your next conversation, why would you want to call somebody back? Number four, ask for more decisions. A major cause of maybes is the absence of an explicit request for a decision or a commitment to do something. Now, if you're shy about this, you're going to have to deal with it. The lesson here is simple. Move somebody forward or move them out. And when you do that, you are going to save time, you're going to get more decisions, and you're going to get more sales as well. All right. Hey, you know what time it is?
Your attitude will be iron every way, you'll never feel what they say. It's the art of the sales quote of the day.
That's right, it's time for the quote of the day. And today's quote is by Theodore Roosevelt, and it ties into going for decisions. And here's Teddy's quote. It's hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. It's hard to fail, but it's worse never to have tried to succeed. So keep that in mind. All right. So, hey, if you're getting value from The Art of Sales, would you please share it with 2 other people? Send them to our show site, which is theartofsales.com, theartofsales.com. And if you do not yet have your copy of my book with my 7-step sales process, I want to send it to you for free. That's right. It's a Turn the Pages 180-page actual book, and I'll mail to you in the U.S. Go to freesalesbook.com, freesalesbook.com. There is a small shipping charge for that, and if you're outside the U.S., we have an option there for you as well. All right, thank you so much for investing your time with me. Go out and make it your best sales day ever. I'm Art Sobczak.